The next series of videos will look at how the PLC deals with analog values. We are interested in analog values because the processes that we encounter need to be measured and controlled. The process value is converted to a signal that is connected to the PLC. If we consider a 4 to 20 milliamp signal that is used to transfer the value of the process to and from the PLC, this we can call 0 to 100%. The PLC is going to change this value into 0 to 10,000 counts. The counts are stored in variables in the PLC that have a type called int, which means integer. Integers are whole numbers. Areas. For example, at the bottom we have the operating system that tells the CPU that it is a PLC. Then we have the inputs, outputs, our program, data and variables. If we want to control a device, then we need a way to transfer an analog value to the location of the output that the device is connected to. PLCs have a library of functions that we can use to manipulate analog values. The first one that we will look at is the move function. The move function has an input and an output. The move function moves the value of the input to the output. With ladder, all function blocks need to be connected to the left power rail. On the move function, you will notice there is a pin labelled EN. This is the enable input. It is connected to the left power rail. The enable out does not need to be connected to the right power rail. The function block diagram doesn't have the enable inputs turned on by default. Start Unity Pro, load in the Part 2 starter program, create a new ladder section, place a move on the screen with the input of LT100 and the output VC100. Test the program with the operator screen exercise 1. Okay, we're going to do exercise 1. We need to load in the Part 2 starter program. Then we'll go create a new section, right click on sections, new section. I'm going to select LD ladder off the list. Let's call it exercise 1 ladder. Screen a little larger. Okay, even though we're doing ladder, we need to get ourselves a function block. So we'll find them in under data selection and select function and function block types, and then select move. Notice how we've got our little caterpillar symbol next to our pointer. When I click that on the screen, I put a move on the screen. The move has the enable input, an input and an output. We're going to connect the enable straight across to the power rail. On the in, that's going to be an integer value, so I'm going to look that up in my selection of integers. I'm going to select LT100. I'm going to select for the output VC100, and now I'm going to rebuild all the project. I'm going to go PLC connect, simulator loads in. Notice after the build though, no errors, no warnings in my output window. Now I'm going to go PLC transfer to the PLC. Go transfer, and last step is to go PLC run. At the moment we have 0 on the input and 0 on the output. Let's find our operator screen. Exercise 1, and let me get rid of the output window so we can see what's happening. Resize the screen. And push F7 to... Okay, as we increase our input, notice how the output changes as well. So I can increase that up to 10,000, and the output of my move will also be 10,000. And also as I decrease it, as the input to the move function changes, the output also changes. Now that you've got the program with ladder diagram working, now enter a function block diagram program, put a move on the screen, test it again with the exercise 1 operator screen. Let's minimize that out the way. Also minimize this screen. Let's create a new section, and we'll make that a function block diagram, and we'll call this exercise 1 FBD for function block diagram. Make our screen a little larger so we can see. Now I'm going to go to the data selection tool again. Select function and function block types. Select the move. Go OK. We'll put our move function on the screen. Notice how the enable and enable out aren't there. So now I just double click on the word in. Brings up my variable dialog section. Select LT100 for this. And the out, I'm going to make that VC101. Click OK. Let's move this so we can see the exercise screen as well. So I'm going to build the changes. PLC, transfer the project to the PLC. Transfer. OK. And then go PLC run. OK. And as we move let's click off that so we can see the numbers. As we increase our input, the output goes up as well. Also, the other section is also running because we left that in place.